What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on? Unapologetic talk. We in the building back again with Grand Miami, my boy, my big bro Chuck. What's going on, my brother?
What's up, my main man? What's up, baby?
Man, we chilling, man. We chilling over this side, man. Just observing these football stuff going on with this preseason and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. We're gonna talk about the NFC North. See how they gonna be this year. So first off, we're gonna start off with the team that won it, the Bears. The Bears. Like, subscribe, share. And on some of our videos that we post, comment. We'll get back to y'all and comment back and forth with y'all. But definitely like, subscribe to the chat, to the page, and let's go. And we of course we rocking our stuff. You know what I'm saying? So tonight I'm going with the CD.
You going with the CD?
So
You going with your CD
we're
lane?
going to CD. We playing some music. We going with the CD tonight. So let's talk about the NFC North. We'll talk about these Bears. So last year they was first in the division. They was 11-6.
Mm-hmm.
So, they led the division. I will say I was definitely impressed by the quarterback.
Right.
Caleb
Caleb
Williams, man,
Williams.
Caleb Williams did good last year. I was surprised, man. He took a big jump from his first year last year. He looked really good. I think he's only going to get better.
Right.
He can throw the ball. He's mobile in the court in the pocket. So I like him. Man, I like him.
Yeah.
I think he's a really good guy, a really good quarterback.
I like Caleb Williams as well. He showed me a lot last year. I think him getting a new offensive coordinator really, really helped him in year
Yeah,
two and allowing him to mature a little bit and also um, be more of himself. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times, systems makes players. You know what I'm
100%.
saying? He came out of USC as a gunner. You know what I'm saying? And obviously he has arm talent. You know what I mean? So they allowed him to be himself in year two, and I think that it paid dividends for those guys. This year obviously they've lost DJ Moore. You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
So we got to see how that plays out. But the Chicago Bears did a lot of good things. They won a lot of close ball games where they came from behind last year and put the
Man,
ball in Caleb Williams' hands, and
how many
he
times did they
came through
come
for them
back last
guys.
year? They had a
And
lot of games like that, bro.
yeah, they had a lot of games where they came back, and that's only a testament to him and a testament to the confidence in that guy. Like
Yeah,
anytime you're a
yeah,
young quarterback and you're able to bring your team, bring your squad back, and lead them to victory, it only gains confidence. For Caleb gaining confidence in him and also his teammates, gaining confidence in him, knowing that hey, if we can get this guy the ball back, we stand a chance of winning the game. You know what I mean?
yeah. And being down is not like, oh my God, we down so many points. They're like, nah, we good. We've been here
Yeah.
before.
But I would like to see the Chicago Bears like when you got a guy like that has that much arm talent, you got to surround him with athletes. You got to surround him with
Yeah,
with weapons.
yeah.
And I don't know, what they're looking like this year on the offensive side of the ball after losing a guy like a DJ Moore, but you know, the future is definitely bright for the Chicago Bears. That's for sure.
I mean, their running back DeAndre Swift wasn't that bad. He's 1,000 yard rusher.
Swift a
Um,
bad boy. I mean, I for the life of me, I don't understand how a guy like that continues to get traded or get moved because everywhere he's played,
he put
he's
up numbers.
produced. Yeah, he's produced. Like,
Yeah.
he was in Philly, he produced. Everywhere he's gone, he's produced, and he's nice. Like he's nice.
I think the Philly reason is because they got old boy back there, and because they didn't have to pay him. But
Right,
they still got Saquon is going to take a lot of those reps, so it's kind of
right.
like. But I think that's probably why. But yeah, he nice. He can run the ball.
Yeah, he nice.
And speaking of Caleb Williams, he had 27 touchdowns last year, only 7 interceptions. So he took care of the ball, and he threw some touchdowns. So that's good. You know what I mean? So I think they got a tight end, that dude Loveland.
Hmm.
He's not bad at the tight end spot. He had like 6 touchdowns, about 700 yards receiving last year. So they, like I said, they got a good team. It's just now, can they duplicate it? Can they come back again? Because now in their division, everybody's gonna be gunning for them because they did well in the playoffs last year. So now, can they come back and be like, okay, we see what they did. We see who they
Hmm.
lost. Do we
Hmm.
think they could duplicate it again? You know what I mean? So
Man, it's gonna be tough, man. Like, you know, being a Cowboy fan, we always consider the NFC East to be one of the toughest divisions. But if you look at the last two seasons, man, the last three seasons, you know, with the emergence of the Chicago Bears last year, you got to think that a couple years before that, you had the emergence of the Detroit Lions, you know, up under Coach Dan Campbell. Um,
and then
the
you got
Green Bay
Jordan Love.
Packers. You got Jordan Love and the crew over there in Green Bay. You know what I'm saying? And
Yep.
you know, we still ain't even really been talking about Minnesota. We forget that just a couple years ago they had Sam Darnold, and they was one of the top teams in the NFC North. So the NFC North is going to be a tough division this year. If the Packers stay healthy, they stand a chance of winning it.
Yep.
Obviously, you know the Detroit Lions will be back because they're loaded. You know, they're loaded.
And Gibbs just
Uh,
signed that new contract, so he ready to run now. He good. He got paid.
Gibbs over there. You got Williams out there on the outside. You got
Yeah.
what's his name?
You got Laporte.
Saint
You got the Laporte. You got Laporte. Oh, or the
yeah.
tight end.
Yeah,
And
like they loaded, bro.
yeah, they
You
are.
know what I'm saying?
They
They
are.
loaded. So like you know, that's gonna be a shootout over there in the NFC North. I don't know if they could duplicate that and get a lot of last second wins like they did last year. You know how it is when you're a team like Chicago Bears. Like no one expected them to win
Nah.
as many games as they won.
And I think
And,
that's why
and
they was
the,
able to get by because nobody
yeah,
really
and
fixated
and
on them
right.
like
In the
that's the
fashion
Bears.
that in the fashion that they were winning games, I don't think nobody expected that. But I think this year
Nah.
they're going to get everybody's best game because they won the division last year and because of what they did in the playoffs. So um, I want to predict that the Chicago Bears will probably be 11-5, 11-6 this year. You
I
know
can
what I'm
see that. And
saying?
I think they're gonna win that
You
division
know
because I
what?
mean you got to also look at the defense, man.
I,
They got what
I,
Jaquan
I'm
Baxter. He led them in tackles.
right.
They got their edge runner Sweat over
Yeah.
there. He had
Yeah.
like 10 sacks last year.
Yeah.
So their defense is always gonna be good. What can their offense do?
They went 9-7 last year. But what was their record last year?
No, the Bears.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Bears. Not last year. They was 11-6.
They were 11-6 last year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this year they'll be 10-7.
I was gonna say I'm gonna give them a game or two up or down. They're gonna stay.
Yeah.
I think they're
I'm
gonna
gonna say
stay
I'm gonna
in
say
that
I'm gonna
area.
say I'm gonna say they'll be 10-7 this year.
I think I'm gonna stay where they. I'm gonna stay. They can stay where they are. I think they're gonna win the division.
You think they're gonna win the
I,
division?
I
Okay,
think.
I
I
got
mean,
them.
you got them. I got them first. What you got them?
I got them. I got them third.
Really?
Yeah, I got them third.
But so then having them third, do you have them
Well,
making the
no, I'm gonna
playoffs?
put them second. And here's why I'm
Okay.
gonna put them second. I really think that the Green Bay Packers was going to come back strong this year, but I forgot that Michael Parsons coming off a torn ACL, so they're not going to
Right.
have the beginning of the season.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then they lost a couple of pieces on defense, so I got them. I got them coming in third. I got I got the Bears second in their division.
Okay, got them second. Okay. All right. Because they had some. They had a pretty decent draft. They grabbed a safety this year. Dylan Thiemann. Dieneman. I'm probably pronouncing his name wrong. Excuse me if I am. They picked up a Logan Jones. They picked up some few guys.
Mhm.
Xavier Thomas, a receiver. So they had a lot of people that picks in the draft this year. But how
Yeah,
much
but
of them guys really gonna get in the
like,
lineup? I'm not
them,
sure. But
them losing DJ Moore though, like who's going to be their number one receiver? Because he made a lot of plays for them last year.
he did. Yeah, yeah. He was. You could count on him catching the
Yeah,
ball
you can
when he
count on
needed
him
him.
to catch on it when he counted, like late in the game when the game was on the line. So like, who is that guy for them this year?
I mean, I think they got a Luther Burden. He might have to step up a little bit next year. Because he had he only had two touchdowns, 600 roughly runs, just over 600 yards last year. But yeah, I mean, the guys are gonna have to step up. I mean, they're gonna have to because that's like you said, they lost a big piece. Because at least with the yards that other guys got last year, the defense kind of shaded towards old man, old boys. So now, but I think they got a decent running game. They got a good quarterback. I think they got a pretty decent defense. I think they could fare well. I think so. We just obviously we have to see how it plans out.
Well, I mean, all of these are just preseason predictions. So you know what I'm saying. We're
Exactly.
just trying to we're speaking football, and we're grasping what we seen last year with what we possibly think that we could see this year. You know what I mean? But Chicago Bears had an exceptional year last year. It's going to be interesting to see if they can continue to trend upward and be one of the teams, one of the young and up and coming teams in the NFC that we'll be looking to see for the next 10 years.
So then, I guess before we go on to the next team, is what we know. Do you think the Chicago Bears built a roster good enough for Caleb Williams and the Bears to defend the NFC North title?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. I don't. I just think that, you know, like last year things kind of worked in their favor, right? They
Mm.
won some close games. And some other teams got injured, right?
Yeah.
Like my man went down in Green Bay, and then the defensive end went down in Detroit. Like,
And just see
a
everything
lot of
they had to they
yeah, so
lost some
like
players.
everything, it was like the perfect storm for them for what they needed at that time. You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree. That's true.
So
That's
like
true.
if barring injury, can they sustain and play at the level that they played last year? Because I'm gonna tell you, the Detroit Lions, again, like I said, they're my
Man,
favorite to
they
win. They're my
they look
favorite to win the
good.
NFC. They're my favorite, right?
You know what?
They
I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I might have to switch that and go with the Lions first, bro. Now when I think about the team that they have,
man.
I don't. Yeah,
And
that.
look, and they had a they look. Not only did they defensive end get hurt last year, one of their top the secondary guys got hurt, got injured as well. So they battled the injury bug almost the whole entire year, and they still almost made the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? It went down to like I think the last game of the year, something like that, and they end up not making it. But a healthy Detroit Lions team with all the weapons that they possess offensively and with the studs that they have on defense, I think I would have to give them the nod and say that they would be the favorites to win the NFC North. In my
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. I can agree with you on that one. They ain't gonna have the same luck. They ain't gonna have the same luck that they had, unluck that they had last year. They gonna be a good
right,
team.
right, like that, like man, if they could pull it off, I'll say this: if they could pull it off next year and be that team, then hey, man, they got my vote going forward.
Well, speaking of that, we're gonna go to that the next team who finished second in the division last year. Um, the Green Bay. Now their record last year was 9-7-1. Like, guess who they got that one against?
The Cowboys, the
I'm like,
Cowboys,
come on, we ran in there, we couldn't get that win, but hey, at least Micah didn't win. He
right,
didn't beat us, so that's good. But
right,
so yeah, that's the next team, the Green Bay Packers, and
yeah.
cheeseheads.
Yeah, I like Green Bay. But I just don't think that they're the same without Michael on the defensive side of the ball. Offensively, I mean, Kayla, you got Jordan Love. Um, they got a dynamic running back, one of the toughest running backs in the game. I love him. Um, I can't think of his name right now. Out of Alabama.
For the running back. Oh, what's that boy name? Green Bay.
Yes, he was the running back for the Raiders too. And what's his name?
Name's mistaking me right now.
I can tell you in 1 second. I can tell you in 1 second.
And who it was Aaron Jones? No, no.
Nope.
Mason.
Nope. Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs. Okay, okay,
Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs is an animal coming out the
okay.
backfield for them. You understand what I'm saying? So you got Josh Jacobs over there with Jordan Love, and they got a crew of receivers over there. They got speed. Them guys can catch. It's just a matter of them being able to stay healthy. Like for whatever reason, Green Bay hadn't been able to stay healthy for a whole season.
There you go. See,
You know
Michael
what I'm
went
saying?
down last year. Yes, they
When
and
Michael went down, they suffered.
is he due to start the season, or is he still going to be?
No, I don't think they got him. I don't think he's going to be starting the season.
I don't think. Yeah, and I was surprised they let Dobbs go
Yeah,
because he was.
they let Dobbs go, but I think Dobbs was unhappy for whatever reason because they had been. It was something about him that like he had that good playoff game a couple of years ago against us and with the Cowboys, and ever since then you was thinking that he was going to take off and be one of the top receivers in the NFC,
But he
and
wasn't.
he ain't really did much.
So yeah, he balled on us.
He killed us,
He did.
killed
So he did.
us. Like man, so we
I
it's
mean,
gonna be
Jordan Love. I think Jordan Love's going to do his thing. Jordan Love's a good quarterback. He's got an arm, boy. That boy got a gun on him. He's slaying
yeah
that ball.
yeah
Um, and so that's a plus to have a guy. He's mobile in the backfield. Um, yeah, I think he's going to be, you know, he's going to continue doing what he did because he threw for 23 touchdowns, 6 picks last year. Um, Jacobs ran for just under 1,000. He had about 929 yards rushing,
right
roughly somewhere around there. So, they're going to be good, decent tight end. You know what I'm saying? Matthew Golden, receiver. He played well. But yeah, we just had to see the injuries. Are they going to hit with the injury bug? And then obviously on the opposite side of the ball, I believe they still they got Walker, Quay Walker as one of their linebackers.
hmm
And they do Cooper. Oh, what's his name? What's that? The dude Cooper. He led. I think he led him in tackles last
yeah
year.
Adrian Cooper
Yes, yes, yes.
yeah
So you got him.
yeah
He's back. He's solid. Um, and actually one of their safeties. That damn what's that dude name? What's his name? Xavier McKinney. He had
right
like 100 as a safety. Safety, he had over 100 something tackles. You know what I
yeah
mean? So that's big for a damn safety. So
yeah
their defense is going to be good. Playing up in Lambeau, wintertime, that's always going to be tough, and they're going to hold that
yeah
court
that's
down. But yeah, we'll see how they do
that's
it
the
next year.
the key to them is going to be
Injuries.
how quickly can Michael come back and can he be Michael of old, right? Because he demanded so much attention from the other team, from the opposing team's offense with double teaming him and triple teaming him and trying to keep him off of their quarterback to where those other guys were able to come in and fill in the gaps and do certain things. But when he went down with his knee injury, they couldn't recover. They didn't recover.
Yeah, that injury is tough, boy. It's
So
tough.
yeah, so you're asking a guy who's somewhat small for his position to come off of a devastating knee injury that ended his season. You know, how quickly can he come back? We're not talking about a running back. We're talking about an edge rusher that's trying to get after the quarterback. So, he's the key to their season. Um, they're
But I
gonna
will say
ask.
this. I will say this about Micah though, and I'm ex-Cowboy.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of glad they got rid of him, bro,
I was too.
because when we needed him, you never heard his name. He didn't make no plays. And one thing about him, because he's a good guy to have on your team if you're up 21. Now that you're up, so now the team has to
He's,
pass. His speed
he's
can
a,
take account. But when they run right at him because once he
he,
gets upfield,
well,
he's
he was.
done.
Well, again, he's a guy just like you said. If you're ahead of the chains, when you're third and distance, third and long, and you got a lead, and he's able to pin his ears back and go out and get after that
Coming.
quarterback. He's the guy.
Yep.
But you
Yep.
put him in down and distance where you don't necessarily have to throw. You can run the ball. You can pick and choose third and short. These teams run right at him, like you said, and you know he was he was pretty much picked on by the better teams, and that's why it wasn't that hard of a decision for Jerry Jones to not pay him. Along
Yeah.
along with
Yeah.
all the other stuff that he had going on, the podcast stuff and all of that other stuff that they felt like was a detriment to the team. Him speaking out on certain issues about how Jerry Jones runs his business and allowing people to come to watch practices and all of that type stuff. Like
Right.
that was something that a lot of that kind of rubbed those guys the wrong way. So when it came time to them, when it came time for them to either pay him or let him go and try to get something for him, they chose to do the latter, which was to
The
let him go
latter.
and find some
Yeah.
stuff for him, man. And to be honest with you, we look better as an organization now without
I
him.
mean, the pieces that we picked up, man, on our linebacker,
Yeah,
yeah, it was actually ended up working out for us at the end because we was able to pick up some guys, Quinn Williams, and I'm glad that they made it because I know for Jerry it's hard because one thing about him when he drafts you, he tries to keep you. He drafted
absolutely.
you, he wants to keep you and do well, but I'm glad he made that decision. Or they decided, I don't know if it's his or his son's, but I'm glad they made it because it worked out for us in the long run.
Right.
But here and there. So hopefully he gets himself back together.
Yeah.
But I do have a question though. I do have because you mentioned it and was a question I've had some folks. How do you feel about? Do you think when he went to Green Bay, they told him no more podcasts because he didn't do one podcast last
Um,
year when he was there until
um,
he got hurt?
I don't think that they told him not to. I think that he probably made a conscious decision not to go there. You know what I'm saying? Like
New team,
athletes, man, we learn, we understand, we learn from what could possibly have been a mistake. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a great idea for players to have podcasts because they have fans and they also from a fan perspective, you want to know what's going on in a player's head or what they were thinking at certain times throughout the game or throughout the season. So it's good from that perspective. But I think a lot of times, you can still do your podcast after the season as opposed to doing it within the season because a lot of times that can be a distraction to the team. And, you sometimes say things that you may regret because you're in a podcast, man. You're just talking. But you know, certain things come out the wrong way when you saying certain things sometimes, and guys could take that the wrong way. So it's best to just wait till the season's over with and do your podcast stuff. And I think Micah probably learned that from being with the Cowboys, and obviously at some point in time, although it didn't affect him getting paid,
right?
but it prevented him from getting paid in Dallas. There's a difference between being a Cowboy and being a Packer.
Yeah, yeah. So I have a question for you then.
Okay.
This is because when you played, social media wasn't as big as it was.
Right. Right.
Podcasting and all that. But
Right. Right.
as a
Right.
player, because I'm on the side of, you know, I'm a basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
I go to practice. How long was a typical practice?
About an hour and a half, 2 hours at the most.
So let's say 2 hours, and you might want to stay up and get another hour and a half, 2 hours of shooting in, some working out in. So let's say you got, but in a day's span, I'm gonna just say let's say 4 hours dedicated to your craft.
Okay.
You still got the rest of the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if a guy wants to do a podcast, i.e. like a Draymond or him, I'm kind of like, well,
Mm-hmm.
they got a full day. I know he's not out I know he's not at the club. I know he's not doing nothing stupid.
Right.
I'm kind of the fact, now I get what you're saying about saying certain stuff, bro.
Right.
You might should not have said that, but
Right.
at least I know he's not out there. I'm gotta go. They call, hey man, hey guy, I was drunk and driving last night.
Mm-hmm.
How did that fine line of being okay? I get what you said about you might say some stuff, but also it's kind of like he gets it in. He's comes to the work. He works out. He comes to the gym. He does his thing, and now he's got all this time in his hands. Now he wants to go connect with his fans
Well,
directly. So it's kind of a
well, well. Listen. First of all, basketball is way different from football.
right.
Like when I was in Detroit playing for the Pistons, I played for Rick Carlisle. Rick Carlisle believed in making sure that his players were fresh. So
Okay.
our practices weren't long at all. Our practices were an hour at the most. Now
Hmm.
you had to be a professional and go out there and make sure that your game was on point, and work on your game on your own. But from a team standpoint, our practices weren't very long,
Okay.
right? Well, you're talking about football. Them guys are in the building. I was friends with a lot of the Lions. Them guys got to be in the building at 6 in the morning. They there from 6 in the morning to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You know what I'm saying? That's a huge difference between
Right. Right.
between playing for the Pistons when we practice at 10 o'clock and we out of there by 11. You
Right.
done by 11. Like that's a huge difference. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're right. I think that, today is a different time, man. Like, players want to be appreciated. Players are able to speak their side of the story. Like when I played, you didn't necessarily, we didn't have podcasts. It wasn't a situation where someone said something about me in the paper and I could go on my own platform and explain myself or tell you what I was thinking. You would just go by whatever that individual said. So I get it from that perspective, but it's a thin line between just doing something and having fun with it and interacting with your fans, or saying something that could be detrimental that may cause a ruckus within the locker room.
Right. Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? And I
Mm.
think sometimes Micah teetered on that line and it rubbed some of the people the wrong way within the Dallas Cowboy organization.
Okay. And that's
You understand
probably
what I'm
why
saying?
Lawrence, when he left, when he went up there to Seattle, said the stuff that he said. He took some shots at the Cowboys, mainly Micah. He
Yeah.
did. And he
Yeah.
went up there, won a
Because
Super Bowl, but he did say some stuff regarding
listen,
Micah.
man,
So,
everybody handles their business differently.
yeah.
Right. And then some people can have a podcast. Some people can get on there and shoot the lolly, shoot the shit. And some other guys, you know, podcasting and telling people what's on their mind and ain't for everybody. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? You got to be cerebral. You got to be able to pick and choose your words. You got to be able to be empathetic to other people's feelings and how they may and what their thoughts are as well. Because all of these are team sports. Basketball is a team sport. You depending on four other guys out there on the court with you. You depending on 12 other guys that's on your team. Football's a team sport. You depending on 10 other guys that's out there if you're on offense, right? You're 10 other guys if you're on defense. You got a team of 53 guys that you depending on,
Yeah.
right? That one argument or something that's said in a podcast that may be simple to you may be serious to somebody else.
Mm.
So those are the things, and I think Michael just learned. He was like, you know what, man, I can still do my podcast stuff. I just do it when the season's over with. That way, I don't get on nobody. I don't step on nobody's toes, and I still have my platform, and I still have my fans. So I commend him for that. Now he got to get healthy, and he got to get back to helping the Packers win ball games, so that he could justify getting paid the amount of money that he got paid.
'Cause he damn sure did get paid.
Got paid.
He got paid. He'll get paid. Okay, I know we did a little detour, but yeah, I just felt I want to get a perspective because I had a
Yeah.
conversation with a guy about that, and I want to see your thoughts on it. So now we're gonna talk about the Vikings.
Hold on, we ain't make the prediction.
You
What you
right.
got?
That's
What
right.
you
My
got? What
fault.
you?
My fault.
Yeah,
My
that's the
fault on
most
that
important
one.
thing. What's the record gonna be, and where you got them at in the NFC North?
But I got them second because Detroit. I got Detroit one. I think they can. I think
Okay.
they can finish second.
So you got the Packers at 2.
Yeah.
Okay, I got the
Detroit
Packers.
one. Detroit
I got
one.
the Yep. I got the Packers at 3.
Really?
Yes.
And the reason why I just look at the quarterback of the other two quarterbacks on the other teams, I think
Okay.
Jordan Love is a factor. It's going to be an X factor. That's why I have
I
him second.
I do, but I just think that without Micah playing, they're going to hurt a little bit, like they did last year when he went out.
But see, I think
Um,
last year when he went out during the season. It's hard to adjust that. Now they know coming in, he's not going to probably be here until week
right,
whatever.
right,
And I
okay.
think they can make those adjustments. But I also just think Jordan Love is a good quarterback. I think he can.
Okay.
He's a really great quarterback. I think he's a great quarterback. He's really one of the
I,
top good quarterbacks in the
I,
league.
I got him third. I got the Detroit
Okay.
Lions number 1. I got the Chicago Bears at 2. I got the Packers at 3.
Wow. Okay. All right. Dang, I would have thought, well, we're
I,
going to talk
I
about
got
them
that. I got
Vikings.
that record. I got that record. I got them being 9-7 this year. 9-8, 9-8, something like
9-8.
that.
Really?
Yeah.
So you got them just above 500.
I got them just above 500.
Wow. I was going to at least give them 10 wins this year.
Well, everybody in the division ain't gonna have double digit wins.
Nah,
We
but
know that.
I'm a 10 and 7. I got the Bears finished basically what they did last year, 11 and 6 around there, at the top. That's how I have them finishing next year. Then again, we go to the Vikings. They finished last year 9-8.
Right,
They was in third last year.
right.
Um, Now the Vikings, JJ McCarthy's up out of there.
You think
Um,
he's out of there? Man, listen, man. If I was them, I would stick with JJ McCarthy.
you think so? I just on the bottom, man. I
What?
don't.
Listen. Allow him to get comfortable. Bring him in an offensive coordinator and sit him down and scheme up some things that he's comfortable doing. You know what I'm saying? You bringing in Kyler Murray. We already know what Kyler. We don't seen the best of Kyler Murray, in my opinion. We've seen the best
But
of Kyler Murray.
but the thing is, I think Kyler Murray. I mean, his biggest issue because the Cardinals last year didn't really have. I don't think they really had much there for him for him to do what he needed to do. A new environment, new place. Man, JJ
Okay.
McCarthy. I don't know, man. I will say I'm gonna start with, but this is the only thing. How long is the old boy there for? He
Ooh,
only got to sign a year deal.
I'm telling you, man. We've seen the best of him.
Man, that's tough, man. Because kind of he only signed like a year deal there, so it's kind of like they want to probably see what they got out of him. But I'm gonna start with JJ. He's been there. He knows the system. It's his job to lose.
Yeah, who you
It's his job
drafted?
to lose.
Listen, you drafted the kid
Yeah, yeah.
with a high pick.
I got to give him a chance.
At least give him an opportunity.
Yeah.
Right. The first year he ended up getting hurt, but he was able to sit back and learn from Sam Darnold. All right, last year you bring him in there. Okay, hey man, he had his ups and downs. You know, he got to get comfortable. He coming off of a major injury. He's coming back. He never really got settled, never got comfortable. That happens as players at sometimes. But you can't come back after a guy has gotten hurt his first year, and then the second year you got there and you give up on him after his second year. Like that's suicide.
I watched Justin Jefferson though, man. Justin be out there frustrated, bro. I mean, that guy
Yeah,
cannot be. His talents cannot be wasted because he is such a good receiver, man.
yeah, but okay. When we speak of the Minnesota Vikings, the very first person, first name that comes to mind offensively is Justin Jefferson.
100%.
There's no team in the NFL that's going to sit out there and play that man one on one,
Nope.
especially with a new quarterback who they're saying they're having doubts of whether or not he can beat them. So he's going to be wanted number one by every team. Hey man, double team him. Don't let him catch a ball. Make him throw the ball to other people. Or if he's gonna throw the ball to Justin Jefferson, he's gonna have to throw the perfect throw.
But I mean, they still got Naylor over there, good
Okay,
receiver.
that's not
Um,
he's not Justin Jefferson.
oh, but
You're
no,
right.
ain't nobody
Right,
JJ, ain't nobody
right.
JJ.
That's what I'm saying. So you got JJ over there, and the next thing that's probably under JJ is the running back that they got from the Packers,
Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones. You
Okay,
feel me? So so like
but they
so
got Jordan
like
Addison, another receiver. He's not. He's all right. He's all right. He's pretty decent. He's all
yeah,
right. I mean,
we naming guys that are all right. We're talking about Justin Jefferson, who's quote unquote one of the top two or three receivers in the game.
I have a feeling if this year doesn't go well, he's gonna ask to get out of there.
You think so?
Cause I know he's looking at his contemporaries, guys that he knows that he's better than, but they're getting better opportunities. He's not gonna want to
Well,
stick it out
they're playing on better
there.
teams. You know what I'm
They are,
saying?
and then I think that's why he's gonna say, I can't waste my time here. Because as good as I am, we just don't have it here. And I think he's gonna ask. I could see him if they have a subpar year this year,
But they're
he's
gonna
gonna
have
ask to be
that.
traded.
They're gonna have a subpar year this year.
Well, he's trusted. You heard me say it. I think he's gonna ask to be traded.
I got them in last place in the division again.
And see, so now there you go. Justin is not finna sit here waste another year to be last place again without no opportunity to even sniff the playoffs or sniff a chance of winning it all. Not saying he's going to wherever he was to go, but bro, you wasting your time up there, man.
Hey man, this is football. Like Justin Jefferson, we've seen Justin Jefferson. What is this? His fourth or fifth year? Fifth year, something
I
like
think
that.
it's like a 5 or 6 year.
So we've seen him go crazy with Sam Darnold, and them
Yeah,
and they be the best team in the NFC. You know, it's year by year. It's a year by year thing. They didn't. They decided. They decided they wanted to go and do something totally different. They didn't. They didn't want Sam Darnold back. They sent him to Seattle. They wanted
look what
J.J.
happened.
McCarthy. You're right.
Look what happened.
They wanted J.J. McCarthy. So you got to live. You got to live with the bullshit.
And he had a lot of yards with McCarthy too. He had a lot of yards with old boy before he before he left.
Yeah, yeah,
I know he's like, God dang, how y'all let this go?
yeah. And I'm pretty sure, they gave Justin Jefferson a lot of money. I'm pretty sure if he had to, I'm pretty sure he would have restructured a little bit. Hey, man, I need that man down here. As opposed to going through the frustration that he went through last year.
Yeah,
Body language bad.
and now you're telling me they're gonna finish last, but in our
Yeah, they're
assessment,
gonna
he's
be.
gonna.
Yeah, oh
Oh,
yeah, they ain't gonna. Who they gonna beat in the division?
Chuck, you heard
They,
me
they
tell you
still.
that boy gonna ask to be
Yeah,
gone,
but
but
they still looking for a quarterback.
there you
None
go.
of it, look, ain't no other team in the NFC. Chicago know who their starter is. All right, Green Bay know who their starter is. The Lions know who their starter is, and they got weapons.
He out, boy. This is his last year. He's gonna be his last year.
I don't
I
know.
bet you he's gonna be
Hey,
gone.
listen. Hey, guess what? And J.J. McCarthy or the backup quarterback. Hey, man, they could surprise us.
I mean, they could. It's
Kyler,
always a
Kyler,
possibility.
look, Kyler Murray could surprise us. He could go to Minnesota with a new outlook on things. But it's just
But see, he didn't have a weapon like that on the outside down there in
why he
Phoenix.
did. Why he did.
Not a Justin Jefferson.
Well, I mean,
That's a whole different beast.
listen, man, that boy down there, um, with the Cardinals ain't a bad receiver, bro. He's good,
I'm not saying he's
but
bad, but
Kyle, I
JJ
mean,
is a different
your
guy.
your listen, your receiver is only as good as his
As the
quarterback.
quarterback. As it, or as his line. Because
Right,
if they can't block for him, he can't
right.
throw it.
That's why I'm saying I don't know if Kyler Murray's the answer
Right.
for any receiver. Your worst nightmare is a 1,000 yard rushing quarterback.
Yeah, because that means he ain't throwing that.
He ain't throwing the ball. Man, Kyler Murray get back there, he go to running around all over the damn place.
But a lot of that's because his line couldn't block him. He's like, man, I got
Yeah,
to get out of here.
yeah. Ask the wide receiver from the Cardinals, Harrison Jr. Ask him. Man, Kyler Murray good to running around, man. He ain't throwing that ball to nobody.
Yeah, but if his line ain't blocking for him, he's running for his life. I can't see you, Harrison, because I'm busy ducking
Okay.
these 300
Okay.
pound guys and getting past our
Okay.
trash line.
Okay. Well, that's one way to look at it. Another way to look at it is, hey man, he ain't necessarily watching film and he don't know what a receiver's supposed to be.
Now
So the
that's messed up
easiest
that
thing, so
they put that in his
so
contract too.
the easiest thing for you to do is when that thing ain't going like it's supposed to go, to get to running around and get happy feet back there. So it all depends on how you look at it. But you know what overrides everything, right? What overrides everything is a win.
Yeah.
Now,
Unfortunately,
if
a
you
lot of
running
things.
around, back there and it adds up to y'all winning games, ain't nobody gonna say nothing. It becomes a problem when you're running around back there and you're not winning games.
And I agree with you, but that mentality is messed up because because the person whoever that person is can say, I was doing this when we was winning. I'm doing the same thing when we losing. Why you shouldn't accept it in a win what you wouldn't accept in a loss. But you're right. You're
Here's
right.
here's the
It's a
difference.
W.
Here's the difference. You running around back there and y'all losing, and you got a and you got a and you got a hey listen, and you got $150 million wide receiver sitting out there that's proven to be one of the top one or two receivers in the game, and he ain't getting it, and y'all losing. That's gonna be a
Yeah.
problem. That's gonna be a problem in every organization.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You paying him that money. He ain't getting used. I know.
You
I get it. I get that. I get that for real. That's well. Justin Jefferson's asking to be out of there next year.
Yeah, I got
That's
them
that.
10. I got them 7-10 this year.
Yeah, they're on the 500. I agree. I'm not sure the number, but they will not finish 500
I got
this
them
year.
7-10 this year.
I think they're gonna win 6 games this year. I'm going with them. I'm gonna go one less than you. So I'm 6
Woo!
games. Yeah, they're gonna be terrible,
Woo!
man. I just don't. I don't see it. I don't see it. And I
And they
like it.
gonna try.
I don't like it. I don't have they schedule in front of me right now
I
because we
got it
can get
right
to their
here. I
schedule.
got it. I got it right here.
So who give me their first 5 games? Their first 5 games next year.
The first 5 games next year is going to look like. Hold on.
Because you know how it is. They say you lose your first what? You go 0-2, 0-3, your likelihood of making the playoffs drops drastically in NFL.
Okay.
So that's gonna say if they possibly go 0-3, 0-4, yeah, JJ gonna be like, hey man, I need out of here. I
Mm,
need out of here.
man.
And I'm only saying this for just for some giggles. That if he says I want out, you know,
Uh-huh.
Pickens says I want out, and we bring Justin Jefferson in there and line up to see this shit.
That ain't gonna never work. That ain't gonna never work. And I'm gonna tell you why. The money ain't gonna match up.
Yeah, the money ain't going. No, well, Pickens is gone because he's like, I can't. Y'all ain't gonna pay me. I'm out. Oh well, Justin Jefferson,
You know, I can't. I don't know what I'm doing with the schedule right now, but for whatever reason, it's not showing me their first weeks. But I will say this. I will say this though. I want to know, and one of the things that's going to be detrimental for the Cowboys is how does Pickens feel right now, knowing that they didn't pay him and they just signed Quentin Williams to $101 million contract.
Well, even okay. So before we get back to the division we were speaking about, but to answer
Right.
your question, I think he has to understand his reputation. It has followed him. He showed a couple of instances last year where the ball didn't come to him. He didn't block. He didn't really do much. So everybody's wondering, is he showing just is he really going to commit to the team once he gets paid? That's been his biggest issue. That's why he let him go where he was before. In Pittsburgh, he come here.
Well, no one's going to
But
know that. No one's going to know that until he gets paid.
right now, but to that, I think they want to solidify their running game, which they did. Now they're saying Pickens, hey, you had a great year last year. Oh, we're asking you to do it again. Now, this is my thing. I say pay him then, because if our defense comes to play like they this year with the defense that we have, if they just look if they because they can only go but up. We are 30th, so we can only go but up. If we can get middle,
Okay.
if the offense can produce and the defense can do what they do, you think he gonna get it? You think he gonna be like, okay, I'm willing to give y'all a discount? Now you have to pay
No,
damn near
listen. If I'm picking, I don't give nobody no. I ain't giving nobody no.
Oh,
I ain't
oh,
giving
oh,
nobody no.
100% not. And then you got to think so now my thing the question is, are they going to want to pay him more? He's going to end up getting paid more than CD because of the time that's up. He's going to get paid more. Now you're going to have him, who's your number two, quote unquote two, getting paid more than your number one. So now so but the Cowboys always seem to run into this. I don't want to get. We talk about Cowboy. I want to keep my thoughts positive right now. I just hope he comes into next year. He plays well, and we can deal with the money in the end of the next year. Hopefully, if they're smart, they don't let it get to next year, so other teams can throw their money in the bucket to end up making us cost to have to go higher than we need to.
Well, there's a
Pay the
lot of teams.
man
Listen, man, there's a lot of teams out there that could use a George Pickens.
100%. That's why I say you cannot let him
You
get the
know,
free agency. Because if you do, you're losing him. Because you're not going to be. You didn't want to pay him now. You think if a team say, "Hey, we're going to give you this," that the Cowboys going to be like, "Okay, no, they're not." Don't let him get the free agency. If you do, you're losing them. Now it depends on if it's the Bengals. No, let me say that because they are not. I was going to think of a sorry team. If it's the Browns, he might say, "Well, look, I can get my bread, but damn, we gonna lose every damn game. I don't know if I want to come
right,
to the stadium and lose." So it depends on the team because I think
right,
here he has a possibility of winning. Like you said,
yeah,
you can play for the Cowboys, but there's a lot of stuff
yeah,
off the field you can get from playing for the Cowboys too.
Yeah, yeah.
So all that has a factor to play in it. But yeah, that's down the road. We talked about the Cowboys, but so yeah,
Yeah.
so I guess then there's only one more team left to go, and that's Detroit. And they had the same record as Green Bay last year.
I
But
got
they but
Detroit. I got Detroit winning. I got Detroit being the
yeah,
first team in the division.
I have to agree with you, bro.
I like I like I like Gibbs coming out the backfield. You know what I'm saying? I like
Hey, on Madden they gave Gibbs a 98. That's how good they put that boy at 98.
yeah, like
And
like I like Amon-Ra St.
Ross St.
Brown.
Brown.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like them boys, this year hopefully they'll keep Kirby Joseph healthy. Sam Laporta at tight end.
Laporta. Yep.
They went out and got, and guess what? Here's the thing that nobody's talking about. They also went out and got Isaiah Pacheco from the Kansas City
Oh, from
Chiefs,
Kansas City Chiefs.
right? So they got him. They got Jamison Williams out there on the outside as well. Them boys, their thing is, again, like I said earlier, they gotta stay healthy because
Yeah,
they've
man.
been hurt by the injury bug two of the last 2 years, and that's really really costed them a lot.
And they didn't talk about the other side, the Aiden Hutchinson over there.
Man, animal.
Hell, he is hell. That's a package right there. So you got him over there, Campbell over there, linebacker. You
Yeah,
got the and that dude Alex. They got Brian Branch. Man, hey, their defense is gonna be ready. You ain't got
yeah,
to worry about that. Their
yeah,
defense is gonna be there. But again,
yeah.
to what you said, because Hutchinson did he get hurt last year?
He got hurt. He
Right.
got
See,
hurt.
so I think for them it's just health. But boy, Hutchinson's a beast, man. He's a beast over there.
Their offensive line is an animal too. Don't know. To me, the guys that are that get overrated, that they ain't getting enough credit, is their offensive line. Them boys big
And
and
that's
can
why
run, and they
you're
don't be
right.
playing around when they come out there.
The line they always get overlooked in every team.
Yeah, yeah. So like it's gonna be interesting. I got them again if they stay healthy. Like Jameer Gibbs is so dynamic.
And we didn't even mention that still and golf.
Yeah, they got golf over there. Like they primed and ready for a nice little run. I think last year was a down year for them. And I think last year showed them that regardless of what people think or what the expectations could be, if you don't go out there and put your best foot forward, that they could possibly lose. And I think by them not making the playoffs, kind of put a sour taste in their mouth. I think that they're gonna come out this year balling and ready and ready to do something.
Yeah, Detroit's gonna be tough next year.
Yeah.
Because I
I
think
got 'em.
last year,
I
even
got
though
them
he
12
got
about
hurt,
13-4.
Aiden Hutchinson had 14 point. He had 14 sacks last year, and he was hurt.
Hurt. Yeah. I listen, I got them 13-4, 12-5, somewhere
I
along
could
that
either
line.
one of those Michael see because I ain't gonna lie, Detroit's gonna be one of the teams that they're gonna be a
Right.
definitely a
You
second round of
you
the
don't
playoffs.
right. You don't want to play them.
Nah,
I don't care who
yeah,
you are, because
nah.
they can stretch you deep. Jameson Williams.
And their coach is a tough. He a tough boy. He a tough boy. So
And then last but not least, you could do whatever you want to do with Jameer. You could hand it off to him. You could throw it
oh,
out
so
to him in the flats. You could throw it across the middle and get him matched up against the linebackers. You can do whatever you want to do with him. He's that
and when
cold.
he catches it, he out.
It's a problem.
He fast. That boy quick. So yeah, I think I got Detroit winning. I got they winning the NFC North next year. I got them winning it for sure. Them boys is tough, man. They tough.
Yeah. So my picks in the NFC North: Detroit Lions, Chicago Bears, Packers, Minnesota Vikings. That's my rankings.
Yeah. I know I said at the beginning I had switched it, but nah, I'm agree with yours. I got the same thing, man. Because Detroit's gonna be tough. I like Caleb Williams. I think he's gonna grow next year. But I just think Detroit is the only thing with Detroit is their injuries. If they stay healthy,
Right.
they're gonna win that division hands
Right.
down because
Right.
they got both sides that in every
Yeah.
position.
Yeah. I agree.
Every position, every special position they got a receiver, defensive end Hutchinson, receiver Amara. I mean, running back,
Look, you go either way. Running back, linebacker, offensive line, special
tight
teams.
end.
Right.
So yeah, I think Detroit is the best team that's gonna come out of the NFC out of North next year.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm still they making me think about my Cowboys, man. Damn,
Hey, look,
hey,
it's gonna be hey, listen, it's gonna be tough.
oh for sure, for
It's gonna
sure.
be tough. Come out of the NFC this year in the playoffs as a Super Bowl contender, it's gonna be tough.
Hey, I know my boys gonna be ready. I'm watching
All
some
right.
film. Them boys on there looking good. They showed Downs matched up against CD. He had CD in them locks, boy. CD couldn't move. You say, hey, he's looking good, so we'll see. I know we
Yeah.
talking about NFC North, but I gotta throw a gem up to my boys. I mean, hey, it is what it is. We gonna you always gonna get a jab with the Cowboys,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
yeah, but I definitely think the Lions are gonna be a team that everybody's not like you said, nobody's gonna want to face them in any round, whether wild card Sunday or the round after that. That's not a team I want to match up with
Right.
for sure,
For sure. I would agree.
definitely. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. Doing
Yep,
a
yep.
NFC North wrap up. Unapologetic talk. My boy Chucky, shit, Grandma Ann. We just talking to y'all again, letting you know our thoughts on what we think's gonna come up for this season.
Yes, sir.
Unapologetic talk. You follow us on
Unapologetics.
Instagram. You can follow us on YouTube. You can get to our page on Facebook as well. Join the community. Help us grow. You know what I'm saying? But till our next one. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see y'all on the next
Next.
one.
Peace.
Peace.
Wednesday, bro.